Here's a bit of a hot take. Even if you have repeat buys and your retention metrics looks good on a dashboard, it doesn't necessarily mean you have customer loyalty. There's nothing stopping them from switching, and competitors are always looking for ways to imitate you and offer something else, a better deal. So you don't have loyalty. That means you are not resilient as a business. And as a business owner, that should concern you, because that means you're being negligent. If you continue to not address this and not figure out how to actually secure their loyalty, you are being negligent. And that's not good. We are Dropkick Copy, Olympic level direct response marketers, World Federation champions. Our oversight translates well to all levels of the funnel, but it's the bottom of the funnel where retention exists that interests us the most. There's a link in the description box below. You can watch my partner interview some of our past clients, but first, finish watching the rest of this video. There's evidence to suggest that at least 2/3 of loyalty programs fail to deliver value and even erode their perception in the customer's eyes by the 2-year mark. They fail. The thing is, people are sticking with in these loyalty programs out of habit, or they're just loyal to the deal. They just want the deal, and it costs too much to change. That's not real loyalty. There's really 3 branches of loyalty, in this context. There's the transactional type of loyalty, the structural type of loyalty people have with you, and the emotional type of loyalty. The emotional loyalty is the one that actually protects you in the long term from people switching and makes you resilient as a business. That's why I'm making this video. We have to talk about this. We often skip this and focus on the other 2. Think of the example of airlines, like United Airlines or something. So they'll have their little points loyalty program in place, and they're hoping that you just keep buying from them. But what do you actually do? You don't just buy from them. You shop around for the best deal. Well, every airline is offering similar loyalty program structures, right, and rewards. What does the customer do then? Okay, who's going to give me the best ticket at any given time? The loyalty points doesn't matter. It doesn't factor into the decision. There is no loyalty here. They are switching all the time. So what is the point of this program? Emotional loyalty is different. It creates a different effect. It gets people saying things like, that's my brand. Those are my people. They believe in me. I believe in them. It's irrational. And they do irrational things, like they refuse to switch to a competitive brand just because they're loyal to you. That's amazing. You want that, right? And not only do they refuse to switch, they spend 3 times as much more with you just because of this feeling they have towards your brand. And now that they're feeling something towards you, right, you're no longer just a vendor. You're no longer just a product on a shelf. You stand out. They feel something. They recognize you, right? And because their defenses are lowered, so they're no longer indifferent, and they're feeling something towards you, that allows you to do interesting things, like invite them into your world or enter their world somehow. From the outside looking in, it's going to look irrational. Like, why do you always buy from those people? It's like, no, I just like what they're into, right? So you'll see this people standing in line, queued outside shops, and all kinds of fandom type behaviors. It seems irrational, but for them it's perfectly normal, because now they're completely comfortable with feeling and emotion towards the brand, and it's normal. They've almost anthropomorphized the brand, which is, now you're getting into an interesting area where actual loyalty starts beginning to show itself. Now, trying to invest in emotional loyalty, pulling those levers, it might not always work, specifically if your product is like a low-cost item, something with no personality to it, like toilet paper. How much emotional loyalty could you get from people towards your toilet paper, right? So you get more bang for your buck investing in transactional loyalty and structural loyalty, like secure people that way, right? But if your product kind of overlaps, your brand identity overlaps with lifestyle things, customer, like their people's dreams and aspirations and stuff, then you can kind of press those levers which get you the real emotional loyalty, and they work better than transactional and structural stuff. Because there's a dark side to this transactional and structural game that you're playing, right? There's points where market forces cause people to be price sensitive. Competitors are always trying to poach you, and you're not nurturing any emotion other than this deal chaser mentality, this opportunism in people. It's fine, it's win-win sometimes, but when push comes to shove and things get tight, the thing that's going to keep people with you is your investments in emotional loyalty. right? So don't get it twisted. It's not just woo abstract stuff. Yeah, so this does impact the bottom line. There is tangible outcomes. They do spend with you more. They do refer more people to you, 30% more apparently, and they resist switching. They retain, they stay with you more. There's more retention, reduced churn. All right, all of this because they believed in you, you believed in them, and there's this kind of bond that's somehow formed. Now, you can spend a lot of money in trying to do this, in creating emotions, right? Or Nike campaigns. It's just about creating emotion and all this type of stuff. You don't have to go that far. You can do this effectively through just being a person who's smart about their communications, right? And you can run this also a newsletter too. Having a good newsletter, having an online community, it all still happens. That emotion still gets created. It doesn't have to be elaborate. The main thing to remember is, do not make yourself the main character in their lives. I think this just helps keep your eye on the prize, you know. It's like a sitcom show. It's their show. They are the character, the star. You just show up in episodes. They know you're there, you're written in the script. You have a role to play in their lives. Yeah, and even if you, the side character, invite them to your house, it's a separate house. It's not the main house. They're just visiting you and returning back to the house. You gotta think of yourself like that. Otherwise, you'll optimize for the wrong things. Okay, I hope this makes sense. These people will spend more with you. They will talk about you more, talk about you in a good way, and they will refuse to switch because they like you. That's what you want. I hope this video makes sense. That's it. Take it easy.